Yo, what up guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're going to be talking about Augusta's kit. And I know I'm a bit late to this because it's like already been 2 days I think since Augusta's kit dropped, but I did want to make a video on her kit. And like last time with Prolova, I've looked through the entire kit and I've made not really a guide, but more the basics of Augusta's kit. And I'll try to explain as best as I can how she functions. I'm not gonna go and read every single thing because the video would be 30 minutes or maybe even 35, 40. But I will just give you the core mechanics of how she works, right? So the first thing that I think a lot of people want to know is how does her Resonance Liberation, aka her ult, work? So in order to get the liberation, you need Majesty stacks. And you need 2 of them. If you don't have Majesty stacks, you can't get her Resonance Liberation. She doesn't work with energy, just like Prolova, just like a lot of characters that are coming out recently. But yeah, how do you get these Majesty stacks, right? I mean, everybody wants to know that. 1 stack you can obtain with the Resonance skill Undying Light, Sunlight Plunge, and 1 you get when another Resonator in the team casts an auto skill under the effect of Augusta's auto skill. This stack you're going to be able to get pretty easily. If you just use your intro skills or outro skills with characters, you'll get it, because her auto skill is basically she gives a damage amplification of 15% to all elements for a long time, like I believe 30 seconds or something, or maybe 14. I have to look that up, but you'll get that pretty easily. But the other one is Resonance skill Undying Sunlight Plunge. Now, how do you get that, right? This one is the one we're talking about, but in order to get the Resonance skill Undying Sunlight Plunge, you need another mechanic, which is you need to consume all Ascendancy to cast this skill. Okay, what is Ascendancy, right? So it's kind of like a roadmap. Hopefully you guys can still follow me with this. So yeah, Augusta can hold up to 100 points of Ascendancy. And you get Ascendancy by casting your intro skill, another Resonance skill, or your Resonance Liberation. So after you pressed your Resonance Liberation, or you have performed your Resonance Liberation, you'll get another Resonance Liberation way easier, because 40% Ascendancy is very nice, right? So when you have 100 points of Ascendancy, you can use this enhanced skill, basically, enhanced Resonance skill. And that will give you the second Majesty stack you need for the ult. So after you get this, you'll probably get the ult. And yeah, good to know. There are also Resonance skills that are enhanced that don't, remove all Ascendancy stacks. Because that's what this one does, right? Consume all Ascendancy to cast this skill. But there are also, I'll have them here, other Resonance skills that don't, remove them or consume them. So this one, for example, when Ascendancy is full, Resonance skill Warrior Blade is replaced with Resonance skill Undying Light. You can read it if you want to, but nowhere in this text it is mentioned that, it removes all Ascendancy. So you can use this, and then after you can go with the Plunge, which consumes all Ascendancy. You can do this one, this one, this one. I mean, it's a dodge counter, so yes, you can do that. And then you can do this. I think that will probably maximize your damage even more. But of course, we're going to have to see in game if that's actually true or not. But I just wanted to mention that that might be the case, right? So you get the ult, okay? What does her ult do? I think that's also very, very important. So when Majesty reaches 2 stacks, hold Resonance Liberation to cast Resonance Liberation, Sublime as the Sun. Casting Resonance Liberation, Sublime as the Sun, costs no Resonance Energy but 2 stacks of Majesty instead, like I already talked about. When casting Resonance Liberation, I'm not going to read it all again, Augusta generates the Ruler's Realm and enters Soren Allegiance state for 7 seconds. I have this here, I'll talk about it really quickly. Ruler's Realm lasts for 30 seconds, so even 23 seconds after her ult is done. And when another Resonator in the team casts an intro skill within the Ruler's Realm, they gain a shield. So you will get this shield like all the time, unless you're quick swapping without using auto skills, which I can't imagine, in 23 seconds. But it's not really necessary. I mean, not really necessary. You will get it regardless, whether you know about it or not. So I thought I'd just tell you, right? So you don't feel like confused or anything. But where were we? Enters a Soren Allegiance state for 7 seconds. Within this duration, time is temporarily stopped. I think this is going to be very, very nice for things like Whimpering Wastes, where some enemies are just fucking annoying and just running away. Really, really annoying sometimes. And Resonator switching is disabled. So, yeah, important note, in her ult you cannot switch to another character. And I added also, don't think that's a big problem, since she attacks really fast in her ult. So you don't even want to quick swap, right? So, thought I'd mention it, but not really important, I think. Is there anything else? She can walk on water. Sure, for 7 seconds. But yeah, that's basically it for her ult. She just attacks really fast. And she also skills off of heavy attack damage, if you didn't know that. I mean, she's a broad blade user, so just like Zenny, heavy attack damage is her preferred stat. You can see it here, considered as heavy attack damage, and she attacks 9 times in her ult, and then she, does the second liberation where she goes out of the ult, and that is also considered heavy attack damage. And one more important mechanic that isn't Ascendancy or Majesty, but it is Prowess. And Prowess is also 100 points. And how you can obtain Prowess is by basic attacking. Basic attacking is going to be, I think, the most consistent, or you'll get the most Prowess from your basic attack, but you can also get it from heavy attack, steel slash, mid-air attack, mid-air dodge counter, and a lot more attacks, right? And when it is fully restored, and Prowess is fully restored when casting the intro skill, Stride of Golden Flare. So basically, you just intro and you have 100 Prowess, right? And why do you need it? You can, with 100 Prowess, you get, instead of an enhanced resonance skill, you get an enhanced heavy. So definitely good to know, right? That you need this in order to get the heavy attack, which she skills off of, so it will deal a ton of damage. Just like Zenny's, where she needs to charge up in order to do like the big slash, right? A lot of text, basically just get an enhanced heavy attack. Yeah. And now I wanted to go over the outro and inherent skills, which I think are very, very, very good actually. The next Resonator switch onto the field gains the following effects for 14 seconds, which ends immediately if they are switched out. Gain 15% damage amplifications for all attributes. So this will not only be good against, for, electrical or electro type units, but basically anybody can benefit from this, because every attribute gets a 15% damage amplification, and it will also grant 1 stack of Majesty and 1 stack of Crown of Wills to Augusta. Very nice. So she will just start with 1 stack of Majesty already. And if you then intro with her, she gets another stack, right? It is intro, right? I'm doing it off the top of my head. It is intro skill, I believe. Another Resonator. Oh, okay, no, my bad. So if the other Resonator auto skills, she basically already has her ult up again, which kind of crazy. I think she's going to have a very, very fast Resonance Liberation, or ult cycle. I do think she's going to cycle through it very, very fast. I mean, her ult is only 7 seconds, right? So I think it's going to be that. A lot of fast cycling. Really, really cool. And each stack of the Crown of Wills gives 15% electro damage bonus when she, enters with their intro skill or whatever. She'll get the bonus. When Resonance Liberation sublimes the sun, Everbright Protector ends, all stack of Crowns of Wills are removed. By the way, this Crown of Wills stacking up to 1 time. I don't know why they added this, but sure. And then the inherent skills. The first inherent skill, Glorious Favor, says when Augusta deals damage, she gains a shield equal to 2.5% plus 350 of her max HP. Triggered once every 0.5 seconds. This effect is unstackable. Sure, very nice. I mean, shields, I'm pretty sure they make it so you can't be interrupted. Or you get hit, but you don't get interrupted, which I think is very nice on some characters. For example, with Camellia or something, if you get interrupted, that's really annoying. But yeah, just really, really nice, I think. Nothing too incredible, but it's nice. And then inherent skill, Blazing Valor, is when Augusta is out of combat for over 4 seconds, she gains the following effects, which can be triggered once every 4 seconds. If Majesty is less than 1 stack, restore 1 stack. So this is only nice if you outro without using your outro skill. So you just change to another resonator without using your outro skill. Because if you outro skill, you already have 1 stack of Majesty. Right? Hopefully you guys can follow that. Probably you can. And then fully restore Crown of Wills. Also very, very nice. And again, this only is nice if you quick swap to another character without using the outro skill. Because if you use the outro skill, you already have 1 stack. So it's nice. I wouldn't say they are incredible, but they're pretty good, I think. And yeah, that's basically it for her kit. And the last thing I want to go over is her weapon, which is quite an interesting one. Because it has very low base stats. When I looked at her weapon, it said crit rate 12.1%, right? 12.1%. That is way lower than other broadblades. And I was like, why? Why is it only 12%? But then I looked at the, thing that's under the specifications of the weapon, and I was like, okay, so it's kind of like a trade-off, because the damage potential in this part is crazy. For a S1, you not only get 12% attack, 20% heavy attack damage for 15 seconds when casting intro skill or resonance skill. So you basically have this up all the time, right? But you also, obtaining shields allows heavy attack damage, right? Obtaining shields, this will be, the only problem I see is that it's going to be very good for her, but not for a lot of characters. That's the only downside. But obtaining shields allows heavy attack damage to ignore 7.2% of the target's defense for 7 seconds. Stacking up to 5 times. That's going to be 36% max defense ignore, which is a ridiculous amount. So yes, the crit rate is Yes, the crit rate is very low, but on the other hand, the other stats you gain from the weapon are fucking crazy. So will it be hard to get a lot of crit rate? I mean, probably. You get a trade-off, of course, and we're gonna have to see if it's worth it or not. I think it will be, because 36% defense ignore is crazy. But yeah, I think the weapons is okay. I don't think it's like that insanely bad or for the game or something like that. It's not like game changing, I think, because of the crit rate decrease for the weapon. If they would have kept the same crit rate, and then also done the other things with the weapon, it would have been like one of the best weapons in the game, maybe even the best. So yeah, I really like the weapon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Augusta's kit. Sorry, by the way, I was so late. It's already been 2 days or something. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Augusta's kit and also her weapon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.